Hi, everybody. We're back today with another episode of Howie's Hometown Heroes, where we feature business owners, entrepreneurs, and community members who are doing extraordinary, amazing things right in their hometown. Today, we're in Glastonbury, Connecticut, with my good friend, Chris Cianciulli. If you're not sure how to pronounce his name, just look at the name underneath the picture. You'll get it right every time. And Chris has created a organization, a group, networking, sort of networking, called Connect. You can see it right behind him. Where he brings people together. But let's talk a little, we'll talk about that kind of in detail. But let's talk a little about Chris anyway. So what he's really proud of, what he really likes to tell people, not in an ego way, but this is him for sure. He's got a tremendous relationships with friends and family that spreads from far and wide. His home, he lives in a nice home. A lot of people live in nice homes. That's great. But a while ago, he sort of envisioned this backyard, a place for his kids, really put things in place just by, I want to say, thinking, planning, moving, and envisioned it, and it came to life, which is really an awesome thing. Well, about Connects. So Connects is sort of a networking group, sort of not a networking group, sort of different, but he'll get into all that detail. But the way it kind of works is he's put together the steps to make introductions, right? Nothing starts without an introduction and somebody saying, yes, let's get together. So he's put those steps together, and he'll talk a little bit more about that. And really, it's really all about showing up. Woody Allen says 90% of life is showing up. All you got to do is show up. And Chris and the whole system he's put together kind of makes that happen for everybody involved. So thanks for being here today, Chris. It's really fun to be here. We've known each other for a while.
Thank you. I appreciate you asking me to be on, and I don't know what to expect. So
Well,
let's see where this goes.
We'll go with the flow. Absolutely, absolutely. So tell us kind of a little fun fact about you, something that's crazy that we wouldn't expect.
Something crazy. I moved back during the crazy pandemic to the hometown that I moved out of in the mid-90s, and I'm now raising my kids in the same town that I was their age in, and it's a trip getting to do this a second time.
There you go. Very good. Very good. That's always fun to do. No matter where you end up going, somehow you end up back where you started from. Happens a lot. Well, cool. That's really fun. So tell us a little about Connects and how'd that come about, and when and where, and what was that epiphany moment that you thought, oh, I got to do this?
Well, I had belonged to the traditional networking groups that everyone knows, has heard of, namely like BNI, someone, Ivan Meisner, someone I look up to greatly, to create an entire industry that didn't exist. Mm-hmm. I had belonged to those, and there were aspects about them that I really, really liked. And then there were parts of them that I didn't, and I wanted to change, such as I understand the purpose or the reason for having industry exclusivity in groups. Mm-hmm. I understand why groups vote people in. Mm-hmm. All of it made sense, but I always kind of just had this mentality of collaboration over competition. Mm. And I thought in terms of abundance instead of scarcity, and thought everyone knows someone who does the same things. Absolutely. What makes someone choose one over the other is liking them, knowing them, liking them, and trusting them. Yep. And so often we trust the people around us more than we trust ourselves. I'm supposed to go pick up today a new phone, and I did so much research into what phone I was going to get and looking at the newest models of Androids because I don't have an iPhone. And after all the research that I did, speaking to a friend of mine, they are more into tech than I am. They said, oh no, that phone, you don't want that, you want this. And I said, okay. And like that, yeah. I trusted that person more than myself to make a decision. And I believe that we all will take someone else's word, because in the end, then we can blame someone if it doesn't go well,
There you go.
instead of
Yeah.
but it was that concept. So the whole idea of connects, and granted, from the original vision, it changed because I started in August of 2019, prior to the pandemic. So we were an in-person group, and the idea was to have like a smaller model. But once geography no longer became an obstacle, and we were virtual, then that's when Connects shifted, or the played out word of the pandemic pivoted in the direction of, instead of being like a BNI or that type of group, which I think is great and serves a wonderful purpose, and it's good for meeting people, it's great in communities, especially in any services in which, in any of the trades. I think it's so great because you have someone who you trust to be in that community.
That's right.
I wanted to be the group that was for professionals, those with businesses or books of business, where what really counts is the introduction, because every deal begins with an introduction. And the philosophy and concept of Connects was, tell us about you, don't sell what you do. And then when the time comes for whatever it is that you offer, you're going to think of the person that you like. Or so many people in networking are always looking at it as B2C. It's B2B. And you should want people to think of you when they're speaking to others that may require your service. And so often networking, if everyone goes to a networking meeting with something to sell, but nobody went to that meeting looking to buy, there's going to be a huge disconnect.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what I wanted to change about networking. And I believe Connect provides the people, the process, and the technology to help you build your own network with those you go hit it home. Know, like, and trust.
There you go. Exactly works. Yeah. And we also look at some of the things that we talk about here is the, there's two kinds of people to talk to: the end user of your product and service, right? And then the people who know the end users. And those are the people to talk to, right? So always works. And Connects is just one of those things. So we're never, I can't say never, but rarely, right, do business with each other. It's always, who do we know outside the world?
Let me ask you, Howie, you're someone who's experienced in this world. You know so many people, and I've met so many people. Honest to God, never heard a bad word. Everyone always has something so positive to say about you. How did it strike you? What did you find to be different when you first came to Connects before becoming a member? Like, what was different to you?
Good question. I would say, I mean, I don't want to say everywhere you go, but just about everywhere you go, everybody is certainly nice and cordial and relatively professional most of the time, right? But what I found was the caliber of people in Connect is much higher than other places. So I think either the Connect organization, the system, either creates people who are high caliber, or more like attracts people who are high caliber. And we want to be with the higher caliber kinds of people who, more professional, do more business, make more money, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I hope you don't mind if I steal that soundbite for the Connect website. That was great.
There you go.
So complimented.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I certainly introduce new people here as often as I can that I think makes sense, because I'm really tuned into, at least I'm tuned into what I think it Connects is about, and what I like to see in Connects, and then what is, would this person be a good fit? And then I just throw it out to you, and you decide, what you want to do. So
I was speaking to a Connects member about an hour ago, Andy Petronic. I met him 6-7 months ago, who's out in California. And he's someone who's a business coach, works with people, relationships. And I asked him, he was involved in CrossFit when it was like the original group of like 15 people that like founded back in early 90s. And I said, what is it about CrossFit? Like, how have you stayed with it? And this really like struck a chord with me. He said, I think too many people forget about loving the process and they focus too much on just the end result.
Oh, interesting.
And I think that sums up what I tapped into with Connect. That was, there's so many good people out there that all will say, I love to help people and I love to, and that's great. Everyone wants to connect people. But when you ask someone, who have you met? It's not who you know, it's who remembers you.
You remember, yeah, for sure.
And what I look at networking as flirting. It gives you someone to talk to, but you're never going to get to know the person better, get engaged, get married, have a family.
Yeah.
The relationship always stays very surfacey. So the approach it connects is our meetings are not meetings. They're 3 mini one-to-ones. And each meeting has different, what we call icebreakers. And it's jumping into a conversation with a stranger for 3 minutes. You each share your answer, and then we come back. All 3 answers are shared among other members that are there at the meeting. Right. And then you can see, of the people you were paired with, would you like to follow up with them? And using our app, it automatically connects you, because so many people are out there networking, but they forget to follow up. They get caught up because they're busy. So the idea of Connects is, how can we help support the members? Because to offer ways to support Four Seasons, they're known for their service and how they treat their guests. And the staff speaks so highly, and it's because the management supports their staff. They don't tell them what to do. And so often you're told in networking, oh, sure, you're not getting business. What are you doing? Well, you've got to give. You've got to give a certain amount before. Right. You're almost told that what you're doing is not good enough. And at Connects, the whole idea is just be yourself, reply, schedule, show up. We'll do the rest. Yeah. So we coordinate.
Yeah, there you go. So that's yeah, I really like the way that's all put together. And even I was, when I first started, when I first came in, first couple of meetings, I said, gee, how do I connect with everybody here? And you said, man, it doesn't really work that way. So I thought that was pretty humorous until I got it. I mean, it takes a while, because it's a really different mindset, a different way of meeting people and connecting and understanding where people are coming from. So
because that's the one thing, whenever someone says, well, what makes Connects different, then I say we provide a guaranteed outcome. And what I mean by that is, if you aren't getting out something from the experience, it's because you're not. It's like exercise. People will exercise when they want to be in shape for something. Right. Yet the people that get the best results from it are those that are just consistent. Yeah. So at Connects, if you show up just once a week to a meeting that's under an hour, you're meeting 3 new people every week. So the idea is, you keep adding to build your network, not grow your network, build, because weeds grow and weeds kill a garden of beautiful flowers.
That's an interesting analogy. Yeah.
So I look at those who are networking as those who hop into meetings, spam a chat. Hey, who wants to meet with me? I always wonder, has anyone ever said, I was looking for an accountant. I'm so glad someone just spammed the chat. Let me hire them. Like, sure. I've never understood that. So, that's the one other thing about Connects. It's third-party introductions. It's not you reaching out to those you want to meet. It's connecting you to others that you should meet for one reason or other. Right. And I've connected you to people where you've said something, and I said, that's so funny. I want to connect you to this person. So by using our app, it's person A, person B, a reason, boom. Instantly sends the connection email to you both.
Cool. Very good. Yeah, I think it's working out great. So is there any success stories you have from people who somehow found their way into Connects, and that you put together, or some of the other leaders put together, and get some great outcome?
Yeah. One of the ones I'm most proud of, that I guess it's a testament to Sean. Love that little guy. We had there was a member of Connects who was their significant other had a health issue and they couldn't get a doctor's appointment with this particular doctor at this hospital for 6 months.
Ooh.
It came up in conversation and I said, let me see what I can do. I knew someone at the organization. Well, so did Sean. So Sean and I both reached out to who we knew. And Howie, who do you think's connection came through? Me or Sean's?
Oh, Sean.
It was Sean's. Yeah. So he got the call back faster, not me. And that person ended up getting an appointment the next morning.
Wow. Talk about
that was awesome. Someone else, another standout. One person in particular lost their job. They were furloughed and then they were laid off and they got into becoming a real estate agent. And a Connects member was going to be moving. They hired that new agent just so that they could support them and have them sell their home. So here this person built a career, went to work for another Connects member, sold a Connects member's house. Didn't sell to another Connects member, but to just see how everyone wanted to support, that was awesome. And I think the other one would be seeing people who are Connects members or who have been Connects members go out and start their own networking groups. I think it's such a testament to what was created, because when I see things that are very reminiscent of Connects meetings, some have assumed or asked, does that bother you? Or I'm so flattered, because my whole intention initially was to connect people as people and not just as professionals. So anytime when that human element is added to the workplace, let's face it, there is no more water cooler in the workplace. There's so many instances where it's hybrid meetings.
Yeah.
So Connects, if we can help get people to connect as people during their day or throughout the week, and you can look forward to it. I want to make it fun to meet people and not make it all business.
Yeah. And that's part of the attraction for me too, because I love talking to people about it, just about anything. And here's a good way to throw stuff in. And I always like the feature of the questions of the day, and I use that in other places also. So they're a lot of fun. So where do you see Connects going in the next 3, 5, 10 years?
I'm really excited about where it's going, because it can't just be a meeting. And that's one of the lessons that I learned about a year ago, because we had added 100 up to 200, over 200 members in such a short amount of time. And it was hard to scale if it was just the meeting. And one of the lessons I learned is it's not who you meet, it's who you remember. It's who you connect with. And I've always said the bigger your community, the bigger the opportunity. And I still believe that, but I believe that once you have like your core 4 and those people that know you well, with every person they meet, it almost becomes like a screening process where they start connecting you to the people. So it's qualified introductions, not qualified leads.
That's for sure.
So by focusing on the introductions, now the next step is upping our game with the technology. So we'll be going in the area of releasing our own platform for connecting, and we're basically gamifying introductions. So it's fun to meet people. It's very engaging, and it's a way for you to escape wherever you are to connect with others like yourself, where you're building relationships and connecting others.
Yeah. Wow. Sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to getting the app and doing some other stuff. So you're right. So,
and I thank you. It's because of, and it's so great because you said before, attracting or like a magnet. It's to find people like yourself who just get it. And that's the thing with Connects. When you say the high caliber people, it's others like yourself, because it just attracts those who get it. And I say, if it's not right for anyone, we offer 4 weeks for $1. I want you to come check it out, try it, experience it. We're not trying to trap you into being members. Ha, now you can't leave.
Right.
That's not the case. I'm confident that when you experience this form of networking or relationship building, you're not going to want to leave, because if the work is being done for you and you have the people to meet, you spend all of your time meeting with them. No more searching. So to me, it's simple why you'd want to do it or check it out.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm sure having a good time, and I also like to introduce people to come too. So hopefully we can do that even more often. So
Absolutely.
So thanks for being here, Chris, and for everybody else. If there's somebody who's done some extraordinary things in their community, help other people, did whatever that you think is important that everybody knows about them, contact me, put their name in the comments. We'll kind of get them on the show. So just remember now, whether it's your family, your organization, your business, it's money that make those gears keep turning. Make sure your money is working for you in the most optimal way it can. So thanks for being here, Chris.
Thanks, Howie.